Come on downstairs. We're playing a little Minnesota Twins franchise here. It's episode number 224. We're in season number 4. We're in the division series, and we're going to cover the Cubs and the Washington Nationals. Let's look at the playoff brackets. If you're new to the series, we did not make it. The Twins finished at 57 and 105, I believe it was. And let's get into this National League Division Series. The Cubs, with an 8-1 win in game number 1, they take a 1-0 lead. The Nationals come back and win game number 2 to tie the series at 1 apiece. In game number 3, a very pivotal game, the Cubs sneak by with a 6-5 win. And now we head into game number 4. The Nationals finish 2 games ahead of the Cubs in the standings, but they trail 2-1 in the series. Brendan Cannon will try to keep the season alive for the Nationals. He was 12-9, a 3.78 ERA. Rick Porcello trying to forget his ERA and come up big in the playoffs for the Chicago Cubs.
MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 4 of the National League Division Series between the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs.
Batting 6, the shortstop, Addison Russell.
First pitch of the at-bat. Now a swing and a deep drive to left, and it ain't coming back. Into the bleachers and gone. As the Cubs are out in front now 2-0. Oh for 1 here in the early going. The 2-0. This is line to left. Now a reach, but he can't get it as he does a face plant afterward, and this is big trouble. And the tying run is in to score all the way from first. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Now a big swing, and this ball is crushed out to deep center field. Into the bleachers and out of here. 2-run shot to straightaway center. His first homer here in the series, and it's given the Nats a 4-2 lead. A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. It'll die on the warning track as the catch is made, and here comes the runner from third. And the runner from third scores as they try and work their way back into this one. It's now he's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Left center, base hit. 1 run scores. And the second run is across as well, and all of a sudden it's a 6-5 ball game now.
Now batting.
He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Hit high and deep to left field. Looking up is Cabrera. This one's into the bleachers and gone. Coming to the plate now, Anthony Rizzo. Hit hard on the ground to second. And a reach to his backhand side at second, but this finds a way by. 1 run is scored. The runner from second crosses the plate. That makes it a 9-6 ball game.
Next to the Cubs,
Digging in once again, Javier Baez. First offering on its way. Turned on down the line. And that is a fair ball as this one's heading for the left field corner. Notch 1 in the score column as the runner from third crosses the plate. And he is in there.
Boy, talking about
Neil Ramirez comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. The inning with his guys in need of some 9th inning magic if they're going to force a game 5. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th. 0 for 1 with a run scored thus far. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Center fielder on the run, and he tracks it down. A nice running play to record the second out. Mark Trumbo will grab the bat and hit for the pitcher here.
45.
He struck him out, and that'll do it as they've won this series, so they'll move on.
So the Cubs take care of business. They win 10-6 at home, finish off the series, and avoid going to a Game 5 in the nation's capital. Chris Bryant, 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Jason Hayward went 4 for 5. Addison Russell added a home run for the Cubs. Kyle Schwarber went 2 for 3 with an RBI, and he scored 3 runs on the day. All right, guys, let's look at the updated bracket here. The Chicago Cubs win the series 3-1. They will move on to the NLCS and play the winner of the Dodgers-Giants series that we will get to in another episode. But first off, in this one, let's look at our starting rotation and some other pitchers and look at the numbers and where their contracts sit. Jose Barrios, an 84 overall. We have him under contract next season, and then he will go to arbitration possibly if we can't come to terms with another contract. Barrios, 32 games started. He went 10-7 on the season, 181 2/3 innings, 177 hits. Gave up 66 earned runs, 20 home runs, 48 walks, had 159 strikeouts, and a 3.27 ERA, a 1.24 WHIP. And he had 15 quality starts. 5 wild pitches, 751 total batters faced. His WAR was 3.7, 7.88 Ks per 9 innings, 2.38 walks per 9 innings, gave up nearly a home run per 9 innings. Jose De Leon, he is up to an 81. His potential is an A. These are the two that we are building our rotation around. We have him under contract through 2022, so several more years. He had an injury-shortened season, 22 games started. He was 8-9 with a 4.53 ERA, a 1.42 WHIP, 139 hits given up, 56 earned runs, 17 home runs, 19 walks to 75 strikeouts. And he had 1 wild pitch, 485 total batters faced, a WAR of 1.4, 6.06 Ks per 9 innings, 1.54 walks. Gave up a few too many home runs per 9 innings, 1.37. And hopefully a better year for him as he continues to develop in our system. Kyle Gibson, we signed to an extension, so we will have him through 2021 at $6.5 million per year. He's a 31-year-old. He'll be 33 when his contract expires. He had 32 starts this season, went 11-7. Was a workhorse, 190 innings, 3.46 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, 18 home runs, 46 walks, 149 strikeouts on the season. Gave up 82 runs, only 73 of them were earned. The defense fell apart behind him on several occasions. He had 20 quality starts. A very good amount of quality starts for him. A WAR of 4.0, might have been the highest on the team. 7.06 Ks per 9 innings, 2.18 walks, less than a home run per 9 innings for Kyle Gibson. All right, the back end of our rotation was a struggle. We did trade away some guys and ended up with some longer levers making spot starts. Chad Bettis was one of them. We will have him under contract next season. He's 29 years old. He is better served as a longer lever as he made 16 starts in 51 appearances. He went 1-14, had 2 blown saves, had 2 holds, 138 innings pitched, a 5.02 ERA, a 1.46 WHIP, 32 walks to 89 strikeouts, and he gave up 23 home runs. All right, he had 5.8 Ks per 9 innings. His WAR was positive, though, 1.1. 1.50 home runs per 9 innings. Way too many home runs given up by Chad Bettis. And 2.09 walks per 9 innings, also too much for him. He's a C overall. Let's look at our closer. We've had some rumblings about Kevin Segrist. We do have him under contract for 2 more years at $8 million per year. He was the reliever of the year in 2018. He had a rough 2019, though. As you can see the line below the comparison here, 59 games, he had 34 saves in 40 opportunities. He blew 6 saves, whereas last season he had 51 saves and only 4 blown saves. Had an ERA of 2.91. Last year it was 1.90, and his WHIP was 0.81 last year. It was over 1 this season. He had 8.86 strikeouts per 9 innings compared to 10.85 per 9 innings last year. He was just absolutely dominant last year, and he fell off. And we're going to keep him under contract. I expect him to be the closer next year, and hopefully he will return to form when he won the reliever of the year in 2018. So hopefully 2020 is better. Setup guys, Jenmar Gomez. He is also under contract for 2 more years at $4 million per year. He's 31 years old. This contract might have been a mistake at the price at $4 million a year. He is on the downhill slope of his career. He's 31. He had an ERA of 5.23, 20 strikeouts, 4 walks, made 48 appearances, was 1-5, only 41 and a third innings pitched. In his 48 appearances, he gave up 0.87 home runs per 9 innings, had 4.35 strikeouts per 9 innings. For a setup guy, we'd like that to be a little bit higher. Had less than 1 home run per 9 innings, that's okay, but his ERA and WHIP were, well, his WHIP was okay at 1.33. His ERA was definitely a little high, though, at 5.23. The other setup guy, Shane Ashley, he is just 27 years old, and we have him through 2021 as well at $3.8 million per year. He's a lefty out of the state of Florida. He's 83 overall and continuing to get better. He was 5-3 on the season, had 3 saves, had 3 blown saves though, had 24 holds. That was what we need out of the setup guy though. 24 holds, 57 innings pitched, gave up 68 hits, 18 earned runs, only 3 home runs. That's 0.47 home runs per 9 innings. All of our other pitchers have given up a little, almost 1, if not above 1. So very good numbers there. 1.2 WAR, wins above replacement, 2.84 ERA, 1.35 WHIP. So we like Shane Ashley in the setup role next year. Let's look at some other relievers. We won't look at stats at all of them in the interest of time. Chasen Shreve. He's an 81 overall, a lefty. He's 28 years old. We have him for 2 more years. And he was excellent this season as a left-handed specialist. Let's look at his numbers. 58 appearances. He was 1-0, had 1 blown save, had 16 holds, 48 and a third innings. But he had 42 strikeouts to 6 walks, a 1.86 ERA, and a 1.01 WHIP. He was awesome against lefties, and very glad to have him on the roster next year as we try to turn things around. 1.86 ERA, like I said, 1.01 WHIP, a 1.2 WAR, 7.82 Ks per 9 innings, 1.12 walks, gave up 0.56 home runs per 9 innings. That's also a good number for Chasen Shreve. So we like him on this pitching staff. JT Chargois, we're not going to look at his stats. He will be going to arbitration if we decide to sign him next year or not. He had kind of a down season compared to earlier years. He's 28 years old. Jimmy Dyer, 20-year-old from Puerto Rico. We have him signed through 2022. Had a little bit of a down year. Hopefully he will bounce back, but he is definitely on the roster. Trevor May is a free agent next season, and he was really solid for us in relief. Ate up a lot of innings, and we're undecided on whether or not we'll bring him back. So that is it for episode number 224. We continue to do the postseason and prep for our off-season here in Minnesota Twins franchise on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.